Yo, what's up guys, PayDroV here, coming to y'all with a new video. This one's gonna be about the wildfires and Trump and the fire and fury comments. Before they wrap it up here, I wanted to point out what it relates to Trump real quick. There was a book called Fire and Fury about Trump that was released around 10 months ago, I believe, and around this time Trump was making a visit to Camp David. Funny enough, they called this fire in California the campfire. Fire and Fury, huh? Because I know they're gonna stop talking about the wildfires, so they're gonna wrap it up over the weekend. They're gonna shift it more to the winter weather, and we'll get more of the heart modified weather instead. But just want to point that out real quick. Otherwise, enjoy the video and God bless y'all.
The deadly wildfires in California continue to wreak destruction today. Thousands of acres are burning in more than a dozen active fires across the state.
Now to those dangerous fires out west. Overnight, a new blaze erupting east of Los Angeles near a freeway in San Bernardino County. The fast-moving flames tearing through people's backyards, fueled by strong winds, scaring families who packed up their cars to evacuate. Firefighters say they're making good progress containing it. But up north, the death toll is still rising from the campfire.
44 are dead in the California wildfires. 42 of those victims killed in the campfire.
48 from the campfire.
More now on the massive campfire.
It all comes as we are learning more about the crafting of President Trump's fire and fury comments on Tuesday.
Tens of thousands of people then forced out because of those fires. One area that has been totally evacuated is Malibu. As you know, that is home to many high-profile celebrities. Some are taking to social media to tell their stories.
Numerous people in the Los Angeles area, including celebrities, evacuating their homes amid the wildfires there. We have a liberal anti-Trump comic, Chelsea Handler, blaming it on the president. Chelsea Handler tweeting out, quote, "Just evacuated my house." It's like Donald Trump is setting the world on fire, literally and figuratively. Handler tweeted yesterday, "Stay safe, everyone. Dark times."
They will be met with fire and fury.
The massive and deadly wildfires devastating towns in northern and southern California and forcing thousands of people from their homes.
And that includes several celebrities who had to scramble to escape the flames, and Rob is following that angle. Rob, good morning again.
Hey, good morning, Dan. As you know, Malibu is home to Hollywood's rich and famous with multi-million-dollar mansions here, but it doesn't matter how much money you have or how much fame you have, it doesn't protect you from the fury of these flames.
President Trump left for Camp David on Friday to huddle with GOP leaders about their 2018 legislative agenda.
It is so cold outside, we're inside this morning, and maybe there's some good heat going at Camp David, where the president is meeting with top lawmakers and several cabinet officials. One thing we know for sure, he did not leave behind his frustration over a former top aide's cooperation with a new book. He tweeted late into the night calling Steve Bannon a total loser and claiming that he cried when he got fired and begged for his job.
When the president left the White House Friday,
We're going to Camp David. We have a lot of things to work on, a lot of things to accomplish.
he gave the cold shoulder to reporters. He had already unleashed the heat on Twitter about former chief strategist, now derided as the leaker, sloppy Steve Bannon,
The enemy we face.
who cooperated with the headline-grabbing new book, Fire and Fury.
President Trump, when he was in France, had something to say about the wildfires devastating California this weekend. He wrote, "There is no reason for these massive, deadly, and costly forest fires in California except that forest management is so poor." He accuses officials of mismanaging the forests and adds, quote, "Remedy now or no more Fed payments."
New fallout over that explosive new book on the White House. After the president tried to stop its release, the publisher rushed it to bookstores today. In the book, Steve Bannon turning on the president and his family. President Trump is tweeting about Bannon now, nicknaming him Sloppy Steve. The president is also going after the author of the bombshell book. Tonight, the author saying he spoke to multiple members of the president's inner circle. He says they told him the president is like a child. He does not read. He does not listen. Here's ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega tonight.
President Trump today headed off to Camp David for the weekend. As for questions, he wasn't having it.
We're making America great again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
The new book, Fire and Fury, taking his White House and it seems all of Washington by storm. At bookstores, long lines, within hours, empty shelves. The president now lashing out at author Michael Wolff and former chief strategist Steve Bannon, a key voice in the book quoted disparaging the president and his family. The president tweeting the book is full of lies, misrepresentations, and sources that don't exist. Look at this guy's past and watch what happens to him and Sloppy Steve. Wolff stands by every word and tells NBC News the president's inner circle thinks he is unfit for office.
They all say he is like a child. And what they mean by that is he has a need for immediate gratification. It's all about him. They say he's a moron, an idiot. Let's remember, this man does not read, does not listen.
Wolff paints a portrait of a mentally unstable man, saying the president often repeats the same stories every 3 minutes, and recently at Mar-a-Lago failed to recognize lifelong friends.
I will quote Steve Bannon, he's lost it.
These incidents not confirmed by ABC News, but the White House now forced to answer questions about the president's mental stability.
It's disgraceful and laughable. If he was unfit, he probably wouldn't be sitting there. This is an incredibly strong and good leader.
Their strategy to disparage Wolff as someone who had limited sources and limited access.
Because they know the author and they know he's a fraud. And when I saw some of the people say, and you look at some of his past books, he did a book on Rupert Murdoch. It was a terrible expose, and it was false. So much of it was false. I consider it a work of fiction, and I think it's a disgrace that somebody's able to have something, do something like that. The libel laws are very weak in this country. If they were strong, it would be very helpful. You wouldn't have things like that happen, where you can say whatever comes to your head.
Some West Coast firefighters had an answer for the president. I want to read part of it to you. The head of the Pasadena Fire Association writing, "Mr. President, with all due respect, you are wrong. The fires in SoCal are urban interface fires and have nothing to do with forest management. Come to SoCal and learn the facts and help the victims." Tom, a strong statement there from the California firefighters. Fact check President Trump's tweet for us.
Okay, you know, I enjoy being in the weather department because it's neutral, you know, with the exception of climate change issues. But, you know, staying out of the political arena, this is wrong on so many levels. They're right. This has nothing to do with forest management. I mean, look, we're not looking at dense forest here, especially down in Malibu. But forest management has nothing to do with mountain winds coming down the passes at 70 miles per hour or humidity levels in 1 hour dropping Thursday from 35% down into single digits, drier than most deserts. But again, if you think about it, to say remedy now or we'll take your funds, he's already taken some of their funds. But I read a tweet that followed that one that makes good sense. It said, it's like taking funds from the National Hurricane Center until you stop all these hurricanes. I mean, it's the same notion. But more importantly, people died in their homes. They found bodies outside the homes, in their vehicles, trying to flee, outside their vehicles, just trying to run away. We've got a problem here.
They will be met with fire and fury.